my new chainsaw. This is a Stihl MS211C. It replaces my last chainsaw, which finally fell to bits after 4 years hard use. That was a Stihl MS181C. So pretty much the same machine. This one's slightly more powerful. It doesn't weigh any more than the other machine though. This weighs 4.6 kilograms without the bar and chain and fuel. And this one has the 14-inch bar and chain. So I thought I'd go for the shorter bar this time because you get slightly more power out of the machine with a shorter bar and chain. It's got the typical Stihl Toolless fuel tank caps. They're not threaded, they just turn and lock in place. So quite convenient. They do the same machine, which is the 211 without the C. The C just means, or you can, sometimes they say in the book 211C BE, or just C, and that means that they've got the easy start system. We don't have to yank on the pull starter. You just pull it out, and it's a two-stage thing. It starts easily then. And then also you've got on these models the quick tension system, where you just unscrew the side here and turn this little wheel on top to tension the chain then without any tools needed. So that's quick and easy to do. 35cc this one, 2.3 horsepower. According to the Stihl book, this one does have a lower vibration level than the slightly smaller model. So the lower the vibration level, the better for me. If I'm going to be using it for quite a bit of hedge clearing and things, I want as little vibration coming through my hands as possible, so you don't get any vibration wet finger occurring in your hands. I'm a bit of a fan of Stihl products. They're easy to use and reliable, so I'm happy to keep buying their machines. And hopefully this one will produce just as many logs to keep that thing fueled up. Oh, it's getting hot next to this fire. I know I said the previous machine fell to bits after 4 years, but you've got to remember there are different grades of Stihl chainsaws, and this is a domestic use or felling small trees type of chainsaw. So you can't expect the same robustness as a professional saw. But the reason I've gone for a similar machine again is because the last one, even though it was a domestic use and I was using it commercially, still just kept going and going without any problems. So, you know, they're such reliable machines, these Stihls, and that's why I keep buying them. And being a lower grade Stihl machine, obviously it's cheaper to buy and use, and you know, I choose the lightweightness over a heavier machine, which is going to tire you out quicker. It's definitely worth having a heavier machine if you're cutting big trees down, but for garden use work, then a small machine like this is ideal. Right, I'll get it to work. that's a new chain, it's stretched slightly. So you just use the quick tension system, loosen that, little turn of the wheel on top there, tighten it back up, no tools needed. Done. So that's a new chainsaw, the MS211C. There's nothing like having a new sharp saw for cutting firewood. There's a nice little pile just off these trashy willow trees. Probably a couple of weeks firewood for me. It's not like my pile over there though. That's last year's pile. It's probably a couple of years worth of firewood there. That's from all the trees around the boundary where I've cut anything that's leaning into the field. It'll take a while to chop that into logs. So there's not much in between this and the 181. It seemed a bit slow revving up to start with. I think the engine's still breaking in, but it seems to be picking up the revs a bit quicker now after a bit of work. But a great small balanced chainsaw for cutting up small trees.